Sometimes getting your homeschool restarted after a break is really easy. Things just flow. Other times, not so easy to find your groove. So today I'm going to share with you some tips and ideas of things to help you find that groove again after a winter break or whatever homeschool break you've had or whatever break you've had in your homeschool year. Spring break, summer, whatever. These ideas can apply anytime. If you've already restarted, and you probably already have by the time this goes up, these ideas you can still add them. Sometimes I look at ideas like this and think, oh, I wish I would have thought of that before. Well, who's to say that I can't go ahead and add them now? For us, we're starting back our second week. And yeah, sometimes I think, I can't do it now, but it doesn't matter. It's the beauty of homeschooling. We can switch things up whenever we want. So whether you've started already or you haven't, let's talk about some of these ideas. Now, the biggest idea, the general idea of all of this, is that having something new to look forward to, or something different to look forward to, really helps me get started as the teacher, and also, depending on the topic, I should say, helps my kids get restarted as well. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a new topic itself, I guess a new thing. That's what all of this is going to be about. So while I'm going to talk about these for the homeschool, one quick one that I'll throw in for you is every week I do a live. If you don't know, we're doing it on Thursdays now. Hopefully that'll be what stays. Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we hang out, usually do some kind of a topic, but a lot of chit chat, sharing of resources and ideas, and just kind of a little time to hang out and connect with other homeschool moms. So that is every Thursday, 3 p.m. I hope you'll join us. Now, as to your homeschool day, something new could look like adding a new unit study. Even if you don't usually do unit studies, this is a great time to do something small. It doesn't have, I know unit studies, people feel overwhelmed. This doesn't have to be. For me, this kind of looks like a morning basket-ish. And I did a video back in the fall where I shared what a morning basket has been looking like for us with older kids. My boys are 10 and 12, so what a morning basket looks like for us may be very different than for younger kids. And I've taken a themed approach to ours. So we are getting ready to start one it's inspired by the movie Soul. So some jazz, introduction to jazz music, some history, Harlem Renaissance, Great Migration, that sort of thing. So it could look like something like that. Another idea would be like a read this, watch that. So maybe each week you start with a read aloud that you read together, and on Fridays you watch the movie, or Saturdays you watch the movie as a family. That would be another idea. Now, an idea that I came across, but I haven't actually done yet, but I really love the thought of it, is to go to the library, or in our case, currently, put books on hold and then pick them up at the curb, and a big stack of picture books. Books they loved when they were younger, newer books, classics that you never read, and spend an hour, 2 hours all day if your kids would sit for it, and just read picture books together, out loud, individually, whatever. If you want to make a reading day of it, throw some other things, some magazines and some coffee table books and whatever into the stack, and just spend a day hanging out. I know that, at the beginning of a new semester, in this case, a lot of people are like, well, I can't get behind already. Well, you know what? In this case, there's not a behind. This isn't going to put you behind. If your kids are spending the day just reading, they are learning stuff. No, it may not be the stuff that's on your checklist, but it doesn't mean they're not learning. And it doesn't mean they're not enjoying. And it doesn't mean they're not having those feelings of like, yeah, this is really nice. For writing this month, maybe you switch out something and do either the National Novel Writing in a Month, whatever that thing is called. They have a free curriculum for various grade levels, like K to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and then 9 to 12, I think is how they break it down. You could spend the next month or two going through that and helping your kids write a book. Maybe your kids would enjoy doing something like writing prompts instead. What I've been doing with my boys for writing prompt versions is that well, varies, but essentially I give them a set of time and they work until it's done. And then I say, okay, for the next 3 minutes, you are going to make as many improvements as you can in your writing. 3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever. I have them run Grammarly, and then just go through and they look for places where they could add a better adjective or whatever. Okay? And then I give them maybe 3 more minutes to write. So knowing that they only have a certain amount of time makes my boys quickly focus and just gets the ideas flowing. They don't have the hesitancy of like, oh, where do I even start? They just jump right in. So you could do something like that. During December, we just did 5 minutes every day. I gave them a writing prompt and they wrote. They didn't have to do any checking. They didn't have to make any improvements. They didn't have to share with me if they didn't want to. Just 5 minutes, right? It was fantastic. And those things are just a different way to approach writing, to approach different writing skills. You could have them focus on different things each day. At the end of the week, if you did that 4 days a week on Friday, you could have them pick one and then spend Friday 10, 15, 20 minutes working on improving it. There are lots of ways that you could tackle this and still have fun, still learning writing skills, but in a way that is just something completely different than what you've been doing. Speaking of writing, another idea that I saw is that someone mentioned that every January they, as a homeschool, write kind of a autobiography of the year, a recap of it. And so they go from the previous January through and write. A spin on this that I thought would be good, if you like to take pictures or you capture your kids in a lot of video, you could put together a photo album, like from Snapfish or whatever, or a video. And so you would teach them the skills of like editing photos, writing captions, which is more difficult in some ways than writing longer things because you're trying to write in just short little bits. Editing skills. There are lots of ways that you could approach this in a really fun, educational way that at the end is something that you as a family then have to say, look at what we did. So those are some of my ideas. If you have something that you do that helps you get restarted after a break, or especially during the winter when it can be really hard to get moving when the mornings are still dark and such, let me know. I'll see you in the next video.